Okay, this lesson is on right triangles, and it's going to be our introduction to Pythagorean theorem. You should already have a large triangle, a small triangle, and a strip of 4 coordinate grids. You're going to need one whole coordinate grid. Go ahead and cut it there. So it should look like that. You need, out of the next coordinate, you need an 8 by 8 grid. Okay, an 8 by 8 looks like that. Out of the next coordinate grid, you need a 6 by 6. Go ahead and cut that out. And out of the last coordinate grid, you're going to get 3 things. You're going to have a 5 by 5, a 4 by 4, and a 3 by 3. Okay, so you should have 6 little coordinate grids there now. And we're going to go ahead and get started. You can push these things to the side. We're going to start with your tiny triangle. You can go ahead and glue that down. Okay. What we're going to do now is look at the length of these sides of our right triangle. Okay? Our small side is 3 squares. So let's go ahead and glue the 3 by 3 coordinate grid down there. Okay, so that was 3 units long. We also see that our other side of that right angle is a 4 units long. So we're going to put our 4 by 4 triangle or coordinate grid there. Let's label that. That's 4 units long. And then let's take a look. The area of this 3 by 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. Our area of our 4 by 4 is 16. Well, then let's look at what our last side has. The last side is fit with, it's okay if it covers up your title, 5 units length of that coordinate grid. Okay? So our 5 is going to go there. All right? Now let's see how this right triangle, what's so special about it. This 3 by 3 is going to fit in this 5 coordinate grid. Okay, so let's color in that 3 by 3. And that's, remember, 9 units. That's 9 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So it's essentially this 3 by 3 fits in there. The 3 times 3 fits in right here. Okay? Well, let's see if what else is going to happen here. 4 by 4, we said is 16 units. We have left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So for every right triangle, when it's got that right angle, it's going to have the length of the smaller sides, so squared, because there's 2 of them, and this is a perfect square. So 3 squared, because this is a square, and 4 squared, which was the 16, is going to fit inside this whole thing. Because what is 5 squared? 25. Okay? Let's see if it works on another one. Or let's see it work on another one. Take your larger triangle, and let's go ahead and glue that down next to it. Leave yourself some room on either side there. Okay? And let's see how the rest of our coordinate grids fit. Okay, we have the smallest side here. Looks like it's going to be that 6 units long. Okay, and then we have our next largest side. Try to get it on your paper. Is going to be our 8 units long. Okay, so our 6 by 6 is 36. 6 squared is 36 units. So the area of that square was 36 units. And our 8 by 8 is 8 squared, and it is 64 units. Well, let's see if the same thing's going to happen. Your last square, and it's okay if it covers up some things, is a 10 by 10. Okay? So because that's 10 units long. So 10 squared is 100. So let's see if the 36 and the 64, they're going to fit. So go ahead and color a 6 by 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's see what's left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, and 64. So that 8 squared also fits within this 100. How beautiful is that? Perfect. Okay? All right, let's take some notes on this. We got a whole lot of space left at the bottom here. We see that we've got different parts then of a right triangle. Okay? We've got 2 parts specifically. So the parts of a right triangle. We have the 2 smaller parts. We're going to call those the leg or the legs. Okay? These legs make an L with the right angle. Okay? So look here. So we had our right angle. These 2 legs made an L at that right angle. It's a backwards L, but it's still an L. Okay? Your legs are always going to be the 2 shorter sides. Always the shorter sides. All right? And we also have this long diagonal. We're going to call that the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. Okay? You've got your legs and your hypotenuse. Okay? The hypotenuse is always going to be across
Teachers and staff that are
from the right angle.
Watch your recycling empty. Please leave it outside your classroom. Thank you.
It is always going to be that longest side. All right? And so let's make an observation. We saw that the sum, okay, so when we added the squares, the sum of the squares of the legs equals the square of the hypotenuse. Okay? You can also make a little note that this is going to always be true for right angles. Okay? So without having, oh, you can't see that. There we go. So without having to draw all those squares, let's do an example, okay? If we have the legs of 5, And we said the square of it. So 5 squared, the sum of that with the other leg, so let's say 12 squared, is going to equal 13 squared. Now you can't just pick random numbers for the legs and expect it to equal another square, okay? It's only for right triangles. So that 5 squared was a leg because it's the shorter, one of the shorter sides. This 12 squared is also going to be one of the legs. And that 13 squared, since it's the longest, it's going to be the hypotenuse. All right, and then let's see it in action. Well, 5 squared is 25 plus 12 squared is 144. And does that equal 13 squared, which is 169? It does. So if you had a triangle, a right triangle, there's our right angle, with our sides of 5 and 12, our hypotenuse will be 13. And that is a right triangle because the square of my legs equals the square of the hypotenuse. Okay? You have a left-hand page. It should look like so. Make sure that you read the directions for this left-hand page. You're asked to circle the legs and put a square around the hypotenuse for numbers 1 through 6. You also need to answer that question in a complete sentence. And then at the bottom, for this 1 through 4, go ahead and try to decide if those sets of numbers are going to be right angles. You have to first figure out which one's going to be the hypotenuse. Okay? The code word for this lesson is scissors. So go ahead and write that down. And do not glue this left-hand page until I've checked for understanding in the next class. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email.